Guys, welcome back. I want to go over how to create a custom floor plan for your house. The tool that we're going to use is the Create Polygon tool. We'll also use the measuring tool and extrude. So with that being said, let's get started. Um, First thing we need to do is go to Windows, Settings/Preferences, Preferences. Click on our Settings tab and make sure that our working units is set to feet, foot. By default, it's set to centimeters. And we'll click OK, save. Our perspective camera, let's go to View, select Camera, and let's make sure under our perspective shape that our near clip plane is set to a value of 1 and our far clip plane is set to about 500,000. And I'm going to do that for all of my cameras. So View, select Camera, near clip plane 1, far clip plane 500,000. Okay. Now each one of these units are 1 foot wide. So if I go to Create, Measure tool, Distance tool, hold X, and click here, you can see that that unit is 1 foot wide. Now one thing to keep in mind is that the average width of a door entrance is 36 inches, or more or less 3 feet wide, and then the height of the door is 6 feet 9 inches. Okay, so let's go to our top view, and I'm going to start to create the base plan of my room. So I go to Mesh Display, Mesh Tools, Create Polygon tool, and start off with my door. So I'll hold X, and I know that's 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet. I'll make it 4 feet wide. Okay. I'll hold X and I'll snap it down here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can always change it later. I'm just going to try to get a really nice, I guess, design. Just something very simple, basic right now. So it's very, very simple. I can press delete to go back, hold X, and snap it. There you go. Like I said, very simple. The door will be here. I might have windows along this wall. Now, you can count individual squares to know exactly how wide your room is, or you can click on the Create Measure tool, Distance tool. If I hold X on that grid point and hold X here, Maya will tell me that this room is 25 feet wide. I can click on this locator, hold X and snap it. Maybe I want it to be 30 feet wide, okay, for whatever reason. Now I could take this particular geometry, right mouse click and hold it, go to the edge, hold X, and snap the edge to where that locator is. Right, I could do the same thing with this, and bring it up or down. All right, perfect. So now I'm going to highlight my measure tool and press delete. And I'm going to turn off my grid so I can see this shape. I like to turn on the wireframe unshaded so I can see the shape here. Now this is what we call an n-gon. It's a single face with multiple edges. It looks like a quad, but it really isn't. So we're going to use the multi-cut tool that's found under the mesh tools, multi-cut, and this is what we get here. So I'll click on that vertex point, and I'll hold shift. Now holding shift allows you to click on these kind of predefined percentages along the length of this edge. If you let go of shift, then you can kind of manually move that around. So like that, I press return, click on that vertex point again, and there we go. Now we have a quad. It's a single face with 1, 2, 3, for edges. Alright, now I'm going to right mouse click, go to vertex, and I'm going to try to align this vertex point with this one here. If I hold V, left mouse click and drag, it will align with that. I have to go up with it, and there we go. So I do the same thing here. So let me just dramatically move this. If I hold V, it's going to snap to that edge. My finger is still on V, but as soon as I drag it to the left to align with that point, there we go. Alright, next thing I need to do is subdivide this. I want to add another edge loop right down the center. So this tool is the Insert Edge Loop. And if I double click on my edge loop, I just go back to the Mesh Tools Insert Edge Loop option box. I'm going to turn on the multiple edge loops, and I'll keep it set to 1. And now, if I click here, it's going to put it right there in the center of that object. I'll turn it back to relative distance from edge, and I'll close this. Alright, perfect. Now, I'm going to create the height of my particular environment. So I'll right mouse click and hold, go to edge, and I'll double click on the edge. Let me turn off the grid so you can see exactly what I did. So object mode, edge, and I'll double click on the outside edge. So if I double click here, it selects everything. Now I'm going to extrude by pressing Ctrl E and move it up in the y-axis. Again, we don't know how high this is just yet until we use our measure tool. So go back in object mode, go to create, measure tool, distance tool. And now I'm going to find any edge here. I'll hold V and snap it to that vertex point and that vertex point. Alright, now the average height of a ceiling ranges depending on if it's a loft or a bedroom, and I want my particular floor plan to be loft. So I'll type in average ceiling height 8 foot. Okay. So I'm clicking on just that, moving it up until it says 8 feet. Alright. Now I'll right mouse click, go to edge, double click on this edge here. I'll hold V and I'll snap it right there. Perfect. Alright. I'll go into face mode and I'm going to start to extract every wall from each other. So I'll select these walls here, these two walls. Edit mesh, extract. Okay. I'll click these two walls. If I press G, it's going to repeat the same command. I don't want to move this at all, so do not move that particular shape. I'll highlight 1, 2, 3 walls there. I'll press G to extract, and select this wall, G to extract, that wall, G to extract, and this wall here, G to extract. So what I've essentially done, let me just delete this locator in the measure tool. I have each one of these walls on their own separate piece of geometry in the floor. Okay? Now, highlight everything, modify freeze transformation, modify center pivot, and we can take this particular piece of geometry here, which is our floor, duplicate it, I'll move it up, I'll go into my channel box editor, I'll change the scale Y to -1, I'll hold V and snap it to there, click on layers, create layer from selected, double click on that layer 1 and rename it to ceiling save, and I'll turn the visibility on. Okay, perfect. And that concludes the end of this tutorial.